Imagine growing up in a world where going to school, seeing a doctor, or trusting anyone outside your family feels like betrayal. Tara Westover's memoir, Educated, tells the powerful story of how she broke free from the constraints of her survivalist family to build a life defined by learning, self-discovery, and courage. Through her vivid storytelling, Tara brings us into her childhood in rural Idaho and takes us on her journey toward education and independence. Chapter 1: Choose the Good. Tara begins by painting a picture of her family's life. Her father, Gene, believes the government is out to get them and dedicates their lives to preparing for the end of the world. Tara and her siblings don't go to school. Instead, they spend their days helping their father in the junkyard or assisting their mother, Faye, who is a self-taught herbalist and midwife. As a child, Tara accepts this life without question, thinking it's normal to live off the grid. This chapter sets the stage for the conflict that will shape Tara's story, the pull between her family's world and the larger one she's yet to discover. Chapter 2: The Midwife. Tara describes her mother's work as a midwife, which comes with both danger and pride. Faye delivers babies and treats illnesses using herbs, all while following Gene's rules to avoid doctors or hospitals. For Tara, her mother's role is both inspiring and terrifying. She watches her mother gain confidence but also sees how much they risk by refusing modern medicine. This chapter shows us the tightrope Tara's family walks between resilience and recklessness, with her mother caught in the middle. Chapter 3: Cream Shoes. Tara recalls small moments that stick in her mind, like a family trip to Arizona where she experiences the outside world in fleeting glimpses. She also starts noticing the strict rules her father enforces, especially on her. Girls must be modest and obedient, while boys have more freedom. Tara begins to sense there's more to life, even if she doesn't fully understand what that means yet. These childhood memories hint at Tara's growing awareness of the world beyond her father's control. Chapter 4: Apache Women. Tara's grandmother tells her stories about strong women in their family, sparking Tara's curiosity about independence. At the same time, her father's teachings grow more intense, warning of the dangers of government interference and women stepping out of their roles. Tara starts to question why her grandmother's independence feels so different from her father's rules. This chapter marks the beginning of Tara's quiet rebellion, a yearning for another way of living. Chapter 5: Drew and Dad. Tara describes a series of dangerous accidents that happen while working with her father, from near-fatal burns to serious head injuries. Her father's refusal to seek medical help shocks her, but it also seems normal in their world. These incidents show how deeply her father's beliefs affect the family's safety. This chapter highlights the physical dangers of her upbringing and the emotional toll it takes on Tara and her siblings. Chapter 6: Sean and Violence. Tara's older brother Sean enters the story, bringing with him a mix of affection and cruelty. He begins to control and abuse Tara, both physically and emotionally. She feels trapped, unable to tell anyone or escape. Sean's behavior adds another layer of fear and confusion to her life. This chapter shows how Tara's family dynamics are not just shaped by her father but also by her brother's violent presence. Chapter 7: Learning and Leaving. Tara's brother Tyler leaves for college, inspiring her to consider a different path. She begins teaching herself basic math and grammar, even though she's never been to school. Eventually, she applies to Brigham Young University, BYU, and is accepted. Leaving her family for the first time, Tara steps into a world she's never known. This chapter is a turning point, as Tara takes her first steps toward independence and education. Chapter 8: College and Crisis. At BYU, Tara feels out of place. She doesn't understand common cultural references and struggles to keep up academically. Yet, she discovers a love for learning, especially history, which challenges everything her father taught her. She begins to see the contradictions in her upbringing. This chapter captures the tension of growth, how exciting and painful it can be to step into a new world. Chapter 9: The Divide. As Tara's education advances, she feels the growing divide between her and her family. Her father sees her choices as betrayal, and Sean's abuse worsens. Tara tries to reconcile her love for her family with her need to grow, but the two paths seem increasingly incompatible. This chapter explores the cost of change and the pain of realizing that not everyone will support your growth. Chapter 10: Cambridge and Courage. Tara earns a scholarship to study at the University of Cambridge, where she thrives academically. For the first time, she feels validated for her intelligence and potential. But the pull of her family's influence still lingers, making her question whether she deserves her success. This chapter symbolizes the height of Tara's intellectual journey and the lingering shadows of her past. Chapter 11: Confrontation and Clarity. Tara confronts her family about Sean's abuse, but they refuse to believe her. Her father demands loyalty, framing Tara as the problem. The emotional turmoil forces Tara to make a choice: stay loyal to her family or embrace her own truth. This chapter is the emotional climax, where Tara must face the consequences of her independence. Chapter 12: Breaking Away. Tara makes the heartbreaking decision to cut ties with her family. While the loss is painful, she finds freedom in living authentically. She reflects on her journey, understanding that education has given her a new way to see the world and herself. This chapter is about liberation and the bittersweet cost of becoming who you are meant to be. Conclusion: Educated. Tara's memoir ends with her reflecting on what it means to be educated. It's not just about knowledge but about the ability to see the world through your own eyes and make your own choices. Tara's story is one of resilience, courage, and the transformative power of learning. Her journey reminds us that education is not just about school, it's about finding your voice and breaking free to create your own life.